You know, we live in this hyper-competitive world where it's just incredibly easy to get tunnel vision when it comes to our children's futures. So let's dive into this explainer. We're going to explore a truly holistic approach to child-rearing and totally rethink what real success actually looks like. Today, we're unpacking some profound insights on how to raise not just a smart student, but a well-rounded, capable, and compassionate human being.
Let me ask you something right off the bat. Are we evaluating our kids only by their exam results? Really think about it. When a kid comes home from school, what's the very first thing we usually ask them? We ask about their grades, their test scores, maybe their ranking in the class, right? But this societal obsession we have with grades, it might actually be blinding us to what a child genuinely needs to thrive in the real world. A report card is literally just a piece of paper. It doesn't measure a child's resilience, their kindness, or their physical vitality.
We absolutely need to redefine success here. True development is finding the perfect balance between three distinct pillars: the body, the brain, and the mind. Think about it. If a child has a razor-sharp brain but a super weak character or an unhealthy mind, they aren't just going to be unhappy. They could actually become a risk to society. And on the flip side, if they have a wonderful mind but a frail body, their incredible potential might just never be fully realized. We've got to treat these three elements as one unified system. So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll cover the three core pillars of success, then proper care of body and brain, followed by mind care, which is arguably the most important. After that, we'll look at the role of parents as the first teacher, the teacher's responsibility as future builders, and finally, an easy formula for the ideal child. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The three core pillars of success.
The foundation of a child is split into three completely inseparable steps. First, you have the body. Second, the brain, which manages all the learning, thinking, and logic. And third, the mind, which governs feelings, values, and character. You just cannot isolate one from the others. A healthy body without a healthy mind is a fast track to deep unhappiness. And a brilliant brain with zero moral compass, that's a recipe for disaster. We have to nurture all three at the exact same time.
Moving on to Section 2, proper care of the body and brain. Physical health is the absolute bedrock. Did you know a sluggish body literally creates a sluggish learner? It is so true. Adequate sleep, highly nutritious food, regular sports, daily exercise, and hygienic living, they don't just keep kids from getting sick, they actively increase a child's physical capacity to sit, focus, and learn. It builds their confidence from the ground up.
Now, when it comes to the brain, there's a stark contrast between building good habits and falling into modern traps. On the do side, we absolutely need daily reading, puzzles, and strict tech limits to foster deep, critical thinking. But on the don't side, things like excessive mobile gaming, staying up late, junk food, and rote learning completely stifle natural creativity and problem solving. Memorizing facts without truly understanding them just creates a ton of unnecessary stress. Which brings us to Section 3, mind care. And honestly, this is the most important one. Here's the deal. The mind is the center of values, empathy, patience, and resilience. If we ignore it, a child might look wildly successful on the outside, winning all the awards, getting straight A's, but they could completely collapse on the inside the second they face real-world adversity. Ignoring the emotional and moral core of a child is, hands down, the biggest risk we take as guardians.
So consider this your playbook for emotional health. To truly nurture the mind, you've got to listen carefully to them, spend dedicated family time, and correct their mistakes with love rather than anger. We have to teach them gratitude and how to handle failure gracefully. On the flip side, look at the don'ts: throwing insults, constantly comparing them to classmates, or just crushing them under the endless pressure for better marks. Those things can permanently damage their self-worth and emotional stability.
All right, Section 4, the first teacher, focusing on the role of parents. A parent is so much more than just a financial provider. You are literally their very first teacher, their counselor, and their ultimate role model. That means being a friend they can actually confide in. It means dedicating just 20 to 30 minutes of totally focused conversation with them every single day. And yes, that means actually putting the smartphone away. Praise their good work, explain mistakes nicely instead of humiliating them, and above all else, lead by example. If you want an honest, disciplined kid, you have to demonstrate honesty and discipline in your own life. Next up is Section 5, the future builder, which is all about the teacher's responsibility. Educators, you play a massive role here. Teachers must go way beyond just reading from a textbook and demanding rote memorization.
A truly great teacher evaluates character, leadership, and humanity, not just exam marks. They create a safe, genuinely joyful space where every student's unique individuality is respected. They actively encourage questions and provide regular inspiration so a child actually feels brave enough to grow. And finally, Section 6, an easy formula for an ideal child. If you take nothing else away from this, remember this ultimate blueprint. Give the body strength through activity. Give the brain knowledge through curiosity. Give the mind love through support. And give character values through your own example. You combine these 4 things, and you don't just get a good student. You get a responsible, skilled, and incredibly humane adult who is ready for literally whatever life throws at them. I want to leave you with this powerful thought from counselor Mufti Muhammad Ariful Islam. He says, a good brain makes a person skilled. A beautiful mind makes a person truly great. And a healthy body gives the strength to accomplish those great deeds. Today's children are tomorrow's nation builders. So the question is, are you ready to embrace this holistic approach and help build a generation that will truly illuminate our society?